caught in the crosshairs of a cost of living crisis. Now, even though they try to say that Bidenomics is great, the mainstream media, the Biden administration, the Democrats, they're all trying to pretend like the economy is doing great. They say things like um, job numbers, jobs are up, and unemployment is down. And until you look at why unemployment is down, it's because people have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to maintain, just to be able to pay bills, just to be able to purchase groceries. And they don't want to tell you about these things. They just continue to pretend like everything is great. But we know the real deal when we have to go make purchases, when we have to go to the grocery stores, when we have to put gas in our vehicles. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about the crisis. But before we get started, go to hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram about merch store. Also check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. President Joe Biden recently addressed the North Carolina audience to promote his economic agenda, emphasizes the inclusion of high-speed internet for rural America. However, for those grappling with a cost of living crisis, this may not be the reassurance they seek. Despite positive indicators like GDP and consumer spending, millions of Americans find themselves economically worse off than 3 years ago, as earnings growth consistently lags behind inflation. President Biden, however, asserts a positive economic outlook despite a 4.5% decline in real income since January 2001. And of course, they never mention that decline. When you look at real wages, real income, and that's when they account for inflation. It's abysmal. It's abysmal. Inflation is eating up everything. But contrary to Biden's claim of rising earnings for lower wage workers, data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics reveals a 1% decrease for the bottom half during his tenure. Many Americans face financial challenges with the $1.1 trillion in credit card debt and 60% living paycheck to paycheck despite engaging in multiple jobs. Again, the average American has to have 2 or 3 jobs just to survive. The reliance on alternative financing options like buy now, pay later plans soared during the holiday season, with a quarter of Americans still grappling with 2022 holiday debt. Default rates on consumer debt, particularly credit cards, are escalating at a pace not seen since the global financial crisis. Official inflation metrics such as the Consumer Price Index underestimates the cost of living crisis, especially concerning housing affordability, which has sharply declined over 3 years. Like, rent is outrageous right now if you're renting. My goodness. And don't even think about trying to buy a house right now. Whew, it's crazy. But according to the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, only one metropolitan area in the United States has median price homes affordable with the median income. Families resort to maxing out credit cards for rent payments. The surge in consumer spending mirrors federal government spending, resulting in a national debt surpassing $34 trillion. Trillion with a T. Interest on the debt has reached $1 trillion annually. That's just interest, a substantial budget item. The link between government and consumer debt is evident as runaway federal spending prompts the Federal Reserve to generate trillions, leading to inflation and a subsequent need for individuals to take on debt. Ironically, President Biden attributes the expansion of high-speed internet to his American Rescue Plan and infrastructure bill, both contributing to inflation. Despite Biden's prediction of widespread internet access in North Carolina, the escalating federal debt expected to exceed $52 trillion poses a significant challenge. The continuous influx of government debt will exacerbate inflation, further straining American families financially. Presently, the primary concern is not internet speed, but the inability to afford essentials like food and housing. The solution to this cost of living crisis lies in reversing runaway government spending, the very cause that brought about this situation. But I don't see it happening. I don't see Biden trying to get this spending under control. I don't see government trying to get this spending under control. They're going to spend us into oblivion. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time.